Hello, friends. Let me ask you something very simple right now. You are sitting inside a building, maybe your home, maybe your classroom. Have you ever wondered what is actually holding it up? How does it stand so strongly year after year through rain, heat, and storms? Today I'll show you, and I promise by the end of this video, you will be able to look at any building and name every single part, just like an engineer. Don't worry, we will go slow and we will keep it simple. Ready? Let's begin. First one, very easy idea. Picture your own house. To go inside, you usually climb up one small step. That floor level, where your rooms begin, is called the plinth level. Now, here's the simple rule everything below the plinth, hidden under the ground, we call the substructure, and everything above the plinth, the part you can see and live in, is the superstructure. That's it. Substructure is underground and hidden. Superstructure is above ground and visible. Just two words. Remember them, and half the chapter is already yours. Let's go underground first and meet the substructure. The lowest part of any building is the foundation. But why do we need it? The whole heavy building, its walls, floors, roof, and all of us inside, all that weight has to finally rest on the soil. If we put that much weight on a small area, the building would slowly sink into the ground, just like your heel sinks into wet mud. So, what is the trick? We spread that weight over a wider area using the foundation. It is exactly like wearing flat, broad slippers instead of thin heels. So, remember the foundation's one job: take the load of the whole building and spread it safely onto the soil. Just above the foundation comes the plinth, the short portion between the ground outside and the floor inside. It lifts the building to keep rainwater, dampness, and insects out. And at the top of the plinth, we add one thin but very important layer: the DPC, the damp proof course. It is a waterproof layer like a raincoat for your walls, stopping moisture from climbing up. Now let's come up above the ground into the superstructure, the part you actually see. Let's meet each member one by one. And don't worry, each one has just one simple job. Walls enclose the space and make our rooms. Columns are the standing vertical members. They carry the load downward all the way to the foundation. Think of them as the legs of the building. Beams are the horizontal members lying across the columns. They carry the floors and walls above. If columns are the legs, beams are the arms. Now look above any door or window. That small beam is the lintel. It carries the weight of the wall above the opening, so the door below is not crushed. Just below a window sits the sill, the base the window rests on. The floor gives us the surface to walk and live on. The roof covers the top, protecting us from sun and rain, and the low wall along the edge of the terrace is the parapet, there for your safety. Each part one simple job, and together they become a home. Now, the really interesting question: which part actually carries the weight of the building? The answer decides the type of structure. There are three types. First, the load-bearing structure. Here, the walls themselves carry the load and pass it down to the foundation. You see this in old houses and small village homes. Notice how their walls are very thick, because the walls are doing all the hard work, but you cannot build very tall this way. Second, the framed structure. Here, a strong skeleton of columns and beams carries all the load, and the walls become just fillers. They only separate space, they carry no weight. That is why tall buildings and apartments are framed. Light walls, strong skeleton. Third, the composite structure. Just like the name says, it is a mix. Part load-bearing wall, part frame. So just remember, load-bearing means the walls carry. Framed means the skeleton carries. Let's quickly revise. Every building has two parts: the substructure, which is the foundation, and the plinth, hidden below. And the superstructure, the walls, columns, beams, lintel, sill, floor, roof, and parapet that we see above. And depending on who carries the load, a structure is either load-bearing, framed, or composite. For your exam, just hold on to these one-line jobs. Foundation spreads the load, plinth lifts and protects. Column carries load down, beam carries load across, lintel guards the opening. Learn these 5 little lines, and questions from this topic become easy sure marks. You did really well today. In the next video, we will explore the materials these parts are made of: stones, bricks, mortar, and timber. I'll see you there. Keep learning and keep growing.